did not make a new intro for you, Chris. I felt like I should have had your face in there, like just spinning around or something in black and white.
No. As long as you have the tortoise in there, I'm happy.
It's like the most random thing, and I was like, man, I want that tortoise. Did you notice too? Like, I didn't lower the natural audio, so that's like the slow motion of the really slow low pitch of somebody talking in the background too. It's like, behind the tortoise going slow.
Yeah, no, they're some of my favorites, man. Doing good. I'm getting, just getting up, drinking coffee. I started drinking mushroom coffee, right? Like,
really?
I gotta tell you, first of all, I hate mushrooms, right? So okay. I didn't think I would like it, but you're getting older. Right, yeah. You're on the back nine of your life, right? And you're just like, oh, I got to reverse 50 years of abuse. And this mushroom coffee commercial on TikTok says that it improves everything, right?
Oh, good. That's where you're getting your advice to improve everything.
Totally. I'm drinking mushroom coffee now. I'm drinking. I spent $140 on a hydrogen water bottle that does the bubbles.
Okay. Right? In your coffee?
No.
Oh, okay.
Regular water, right? So I got the dumb hydrogen water bottle. I got the coffee. The coffee is $40 a bag. I got to do it twice a month, right? And the coffee definitely makes you a little bit. I think the mushrooms in the coffee make you a little bit clearer. Like I definitely felt like more focused on the coffee thing. The hydrogen water. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens when I go to the doctor.
I got several thoughts here. Is this like microdose coffee? Like, are we talking like code word mushroom, or we're just talking about regular mushroom?
No, we're talking about Rise mushroom coffee. It's it's all over the place on like Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, oh man, the guy from Doogie Howser is in the ad. I trust him.
Well, right? All right. He was a child doctor. He knows.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And I didn't hate it. I like it better than regular coffee, to be honest with you. It's definitely not bad. But the hydrogen water is I kind of feel like it's just BS. Like like they got me to spend $140 on a water bottle, right? And last time I was at the doctor, I'm like, yo, I'm taking hydrogen water. I'm drinking mushroom coffee. And he's like, oh, that's great. And I go, does it do anything? And he's like, nah. And I'm like, oh, all right.
He's like, you're focusing though. You're trying to get there. Chris, I have to say, I feel like this is a reversal moment where somebody would be on your show and say they were drinking mushroom coffee and you would just absolutely like lose it on them about.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, the older you get, the more of a hypocrite you become. Right. And it's been brutal. I mean, I'll tell you one other thing. I watch videos now for like inspiration on how to get through the day. Right. like I watch like Mike Tyson training videos from like 20 years ago and be like, man, I can do it. I can do it. I can just get in shape. Right. And and then what I don't know if you're a big Instagram guy, right? But I scroll constantly on the stories, right? So whenever I scroll up, I'm like, you're seeing these beautiful places, like these mountains and these, and those are really cool videos, right? But then I also like watching fat women learn to water ski, like that. That's brutal. It's brutal. They never get good at it, man. They never get good at it. It's. I'm watching one girl for almost a year. She still sucks. She still falls off the thing. But I'm like, but she's trying. But she's trying.
So these are ongoing. This is like day 1, day 30, day 99. Yeah.
The other thing I do is I started another YouTube channel, right, for like tech stuff, right?
Okay.
And I didn't advertise it specifically because I wanted to see how like my brand of humor would play with the general public. So I didn't tell any snake people about it. I didn't tell any reptile people about it, right? So I'm just seeing how much it can grow. And let me tell you something. it's pretty hard. All right. You grow when nobody knows you and you're not advertising to any
back to scratch. Yeah.
It's the worst. Yet I see this girl with giant boobs from Jacksonville, Florida, who started a hot dog selling company. And she goes out to some road and she brings her hot dog cart, and truckers come by and they film the people buying hot dogs. She's not even making the hot dogs. She's buying the hot dogs from like Costco because they show, and she has like 7 billion views, 200 million subscribers. But like people are sending her stuff off her Amazon wish list.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, man, I have 50 subscribers on that page. I don't think I could start a wish list just yet. It's going to be a while. Right.
What a like world that we could live in. We're like, look, here's me. I do this thing. And by the way, here's all the fan mail. If you want to get me something, here's what you get me. Like, and people do it.
It's unbelievable. And it's only the women that happens to.
It's true.
Like it's tremendously obvious. If you're a cute girl on YouTube, you're going to grow way faster than a hideous dude on YouTube. Way faster.
Nobody actually cares about the knowledge. It's everything else. I'm intrigued now though, because you said it's Jacksonville, Florida. That's my old home. Like I want to see where she's peddling her hot dogs, man.
No, Sunshine Hot Dogs.
The stuff I learned.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm writing it down as we speak. Sunshine Hot Dogs. Here we go.
Yeah, it's great, and she's so boring, right? She's so like just typical Waffle House worker, you know. But she's 1 million views on everything. It's unbelievable.
I will say, like people watching is like one of my favorite. I would go to if security wasn't so high, I would go to airports and just hang out. Like it's a blast to watch. And there's always a good meltdown, or somebody's always dramatic, or somebody's always losing their stuff at the airport. It's the best. Like I love hanging out at airports, but I feel like if you went to like a good Southern truck stop and slung hot dogs and you were a hot chick, like the people watching has got to be amazing on that. Like I feel like that would be a live stream.
She doesn't even do it at a truck stop. It's basically it's in the middle of a road somewhere. Like it's in the middle of a dirt road, and truckers and 18-wheelers they're honking first. Right? Yeah. Because it's sometime in history that had to work, right? Like it had to work at least once for dudes to still be that obnoxious honk the horn at a hot girl guy.
Right.
And at one point it had to work. So, and they'll get out of the truck and they're like, what are you slinging meat here? And it's so bad. It's so bad. I watch it, and I watch every episode.
I'm gonna have to look then. I have to see this.
It's great. It's great because she has day 1 selling hot dogs, and then she's up to like day 14 now. And I've watched every episode.
She's really getting after. Okay, she's 2 weeks.
I wonder what's gonna happen this time. Right.
So if and not to actually, religion's the very last road I want to go down. But let's just say, non-religiously speaking, hypothetically, there's another life that we're going to be reincarnated to, Chris. I hope you have to water ski and sell hot dogs for a living, just to learn how life goes for everybody.
No, but listen, believe me, I get it, right? Like I grew up a fat kid. I'm a fat adult missing a leg, right? So I've done my. I better come back as like Johnny Depp or something, right? Like this is some bullshit. But at the same time, dude, it's funny. Like if I was a woman that was 300 pounds, I wouldn't do water skiing. Like I would just know. Like I know with one leg something is just off limits for me, right? If I'm a 300-pound woman, I'm like, all right, water ski's probably not my thing, and they find out it's not their thing soon enough.
Right.
It's pretty rough, man. It's and the fat women skydiving too are great, where they dive and the guy that's behind them, because they got to go take them the first time. You can tell that guy is just losing his shit because he knows that if she catches a different current, she catches a jet stream, that guy is going to be blown.
You're coming in hot at the end there too. I have to say, Chris, and I don't want to pull the curtain back too far. For anybody that's ever given you or given me or talked, it says whatever about Chris Eaton, which we all know there's some people that say that. What they don't understand is how self-aware you are and how tongue-in-cheek, and how in on the joke you are. Like anybody that doesn't get that, they're the only ones that have a problem with.
They're the ones that hate me. They just don't get it. Yeah,
exactly. Once people realize that and that clicks, it's like, oh, this dude you're more than A-okay. You're an awesome guy, but the people that don't get the inside joke with yourself and how self-aware you are, they're the holier than thou ones that have a problem with you, man. I have to say that sometimes, man.
Yeah, I definitely I got a bad rap a little bit, but I don't even care. One thing I learned when you're 52, you just stop giving a shit.
Yeah, you just
things that would have bothered me, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. I'm just like, yo, there's a very real chance that I'm gonna die within the next 10 or 12 years. And that's not even, abnormal to think about, right? Because you could get hit by a bus. I could definitely get hit by a bus quicker than you can because you could get out of the way quicker. But and you're just like, do I really give a shit what some dudes on another podcast say about me? And you realize how small our niche is. We treat it like it's gigantic because it's our thing, right? But if I go to my neighbor's house and I knock on the door and I'm like, yo, you heard what they said about me on Trap Talk? I'm really pissed off. They're like, who the fuck is Trap Talk? We have no idea what you're talking about. So, we think it's a big hobby, and it is to a certain extent, but your average person hasn't heard. Like me and Adam could go tomorrow, stop doing these dumb shows, and nobody would care at all.
No,
at all.
The 20 people here would, but other than that,
maybe you, because you got a morning show and that gives some people to do in the morning, but normal, your everyday shows, nobody would miss us at all.
Nope.
They would just watch the next guy that comes. You talk about truly replaceable. That's what we are. 100% replaceable.
It's like playing an acoustic guitar in a bar. There's another dude ready to do it. Doesn't matter. There's another guy
at the bar. If you got hit by lightning during that show, there's probably another guy at the show that could step up and do exactly what you've been doing.
That's exactly right. Yep. No, that's where the self-awareness is, man. But well, hey, thanks for being here, man. We do, for anybody who happens to not normally tune in, but they're here because of Chris, which there's some strategy to that. If you're going to get a guest host, get a well-known name, I have to say. So the typically thing, I would be hanging out with this guy, Joe, that doesn't own reptiles whatsoever. And I do. And we've all been at those Thanksgiving dinners where people are like, you do what? You have how many in your basement? You do this? How do you make money? Or you don't make money? And we have all those conversations, and Joe asks all the questions, and that's kind of us. We hang out in the morning and we have some coffee. But I got Chris this morning, and Chris, first off, thanks for being here, and thanks for being willing to make the announcement on this show. But you put this whole thing together, and I know a bunch of people tuned in for this. But what do you got cooking, and what's this thing we've been working on? And feel free to give the backstory or Tarantino it if you want to take it all out of order, anything like that. What do you got cooking for us, man?
Well, last year I went to the Canadian Reptile Breeders Expo, right? I just figured, why not? Let's go. And the reason I went is because I didn't want to walk into I didn't want to go to an American show in a wheelchair, right? Because like it or not, the community,
I had to laugh at you stumbling over that. No pun intended.
The community did a lot for me, right?
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. A lot of people didn't do all right for me, but the higher ups in the community did a lot for me. And at Tinley and at Arlington, USARK, or at least Phil Goss, did a bunch of auctions for me, and
right.
That they were Phil was selling top hats at Arlington for $50 a piece, and he sold out of 200 of them, right? And he just gave me all that money for like the help with the leg and everything else, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go to an American show in a wheelchair, and I still don't. All right. But I was like, Canada, nobody gives a hell what happens in Canada, right? Like, oh, I'll go to Canada in a wheelchair. I got no problem with that.
You're like the polite people. They'll be nice to me. I'll ease into it there. Huh?
Yeah, everybody. Nobody's gonna curse me out. But like in America, like I pull up to a show, and like I'd go back to my car at the end of the day, and it would be like, "Fuck you, you fat bastard! I hope you die. I hope you go to hell." In Canada, you go to the car at the end of the show, and they're like, "Thank you for coming. I had a great time." So I knew I'd be safe in Canada, right? And Robin and Redline had a lot to do with that. But we went up there, and I just figured I'm going to do a live all day from the show. So I asked the owner, I was like, "Is there any way you could just give me a table in the corner somewhere?" And he was like, "Oh, that'd be great. I'd love to have you." Right. So we went up there, and we streamed live from Canada, right? Which was great. Okay. Not only did the guy give me a table, he gave me my own production room. Right. So we literally had a 20 by 20 room that we set up everything in. We had big CRBE banners behind us. Like we're really treated like gold. Mark Mandick brought us sandwiches. He's
the best, man.
He really is. It was unbelievable how well we were treated, right? So about 2 months ago, I get a call from Grant, the owner, and he's like, "Yo, listen, I'm sorry about how crappy we treated you last year. If you want to come back," right? So I was like, "Oh, dude, I would love to come back." And he goes, "And this year we'll put you on a stage, and we'll, as long as you promise to keep it family friendly, we'll have, we'll have you on the loudspeaker all day, like on the radio, just interviewing."
Wow.
People, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, "All right, I think that's a little unnecessary because I'm definitely going to slip up there. So don't do that." But I said, "What if I brought some people with me this time who were the best at what I think like the kind of the new guard, of podcasting and all that and content creation." So I was like, "What if I bring a couple of people with me?" And the guy goes, "That would be incredible," And I was like, "All right, this is what we're gonna do." I go, "I'm gonna get the best people that I think," and you were one of them. So I immediately called you, and initially we called Mike from Herb Collectors also. So because I was thinking, Mike, Adam, me, we're all Redline guys, we're all Charlie guys. It would probably be fun to go up there and just pimp everything, of the people that support us and everything.
Yep.
So Mike couldn't make it. Adam, Adam could. So basically, we're announcing at this year's CRBE, Adam and I will be going live all day from Canada, and we're going international again. And I think it's funny because you're like from Canada, right? And you've never been back to Canada.
My mom's family is. I haven't been in 20 years since right before 9/11. I hadn't been to Canada, and yeah, it's a crazy thing, but I'm 45. I've never had a passport, but you got to have a passport to get into Canada. And even during COVID, there was a little bit of time. I was like, maybe we'll move to Canada. Maybe we'll, cause and it wasn't anything massively political. It wasn't like screw America. It wasn't that. It was just like, hey, we're moving, and I like Canada. I like Ontario. Let's just figure out where we can move. And they were like, unless you could prove your family lineage. And I was like, well, I can. And they're like, well, you have to travel to Ottawa. And I was like, all right, I'll go to Ottawa and I'll get the paperwork. They're like, you can't get into Canada right now. I was like, okay. So Eddie, this will be my first time going back in 25 years. So I got the passport. I did get confirmation from the consulate or whatever that the paperwork is in the process and it's coming. So like, how many jokes are there that you and I have been hanging out for a few years now? We've never met in person, and we have to go to another country to actually meet.
That's happened with a lot of people. Yeah. You're going to love Canada. And I have a little bit more to add to that announcement. Okay. So on top of Adam and I going, just last night, we decided to take Fear to Fascination with us.
Nice. Excellent.
Okay. Because they're so content creator heavy.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're going to come all day and just do content live from the show. We had joked about it. They were recently on 15 Minutes of Lame. And I was like, these people put together like professional reels for Palm Street, for Redline, for all these guys. So I asked Grant and I was like, what do you think of bringing Ash and Joe out? And he's like, are you kidding me? Like he was almost more excited, right, for Ash and Joe, right?
He's like, they're who I really wanted you to call, Chris, not this Adam guy.
Yeah. Who's this Adam dude, right? And I was like, so it's going to be great. So they're actually, me and Adam are going to be there live streaming all day. And Ash and Joe are going to be there doing content directly from the show. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, I got Paul and Kevin coming with me. We're going to hang out with Gerald and Crystal. Crystal, I see that you're here. I just want to let you know that we already took care of your hotel. Grant already took care of the hotel. So he wanted us to be at the same hotel because last time, like our first 10 minutes into Canada, we get there, we go to the hotel, and they're like, I don't know what to tell you. Right. The computers are down. We don't know what rooms are open, what aren't open, right? So Crystal's husband, Gerald, is like their equivalent of like a congressman or representative there, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I didn't notice prior to this, right? I was just like, so we're outside and we're smoking cigarettes and puffing vapes and everything. We've been waiting about 2 hours, right? And Crystal and Gerald pull up and they're like, yo, what's going on? And we're like, well, the hotels have a problem with the computers. And Gerald's like, no, right? So Gerald,
there's no issue here.
Like a congressman, right? And he goes up and very calmly he goes, what's the problem here, right? and the front desk girl was like, I'm sorry, the computers are down, and there's nothing we could do about it. So we can't give anybody their rooms. So Gerald's like, cool. Could I talk to your manager? Right. So the manager comes out and he's like, yes, heavy Muslim population in Toronto, right? Mm-hmm. So they're both Muslim, right? So, and not that has anything to do with the story. I just felt like, it had to be known. But so Gerald, he goes, what's the deal? Your computers don't work? You're like $1 billion hotel chain. Your computers don't work? He's like, this better be fixed now. He's like, I'm going to go outside and in 5 minutes, it better come back. You have people waiting here that are in town specifically for this. You have all these people who are out there waiting. It's hot outside. You got a paraplegic out there, and I'm in a wheelchair. And then I realize he's talking about me. Right?
I'm him, yeah.
So I'm behind him, and he's like, you got a paraplegic out there. And I raise my head, and I'm like, that's me, And we finally ended up having to go to a different hotel. And it was funny because when I told the owner of the CRBE that he could just put us back at that hotel, he goes, that's a shithole. He goes, we're gonna get you guys in some better hotels. Right. So I'm like, God, you guys are so nice up there. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. We're going in Friday. We're gonna come back Monday. And Adam and I will be live there all day. So definitely, I'm going to see if there's a way that we could just simulcast it on both of our channels and the CRBE website at once. This way, everybody's, I don't want anybody to be like, oh, I got more views than you. Not knowing how mature you are. I don't think that'll happen with you.
But yeah, it's not a concern.
To ease it up, and the Canadian people, dude, it's such a different vibe at that show. It is literally such a different vibe.
Well, talk about the show a little bit too, because the whole the whole concept of the show is different as well. Like instead of it just being, I mean, we have a ton of species at say Tinley, but Tinley is obviously reptile focused. What's the theme of that show? What's the whole concept there?
It's an everything show. It's an everything show. I mean, there's reptiles, there's dogs, there's cats, there's fish, there's birds. I don't know what else there is, but it's a huge place. Like they basically take control of the whole entire place. And there's different entrances and different where you could go in, but the majority of people, at least the last time, had to come in through the reptile entrance. So that was great. So you're seeing all these and they could bring dogs and cat, like people are just bringing their dogs with them or bringing their cats with them, or their parrots on their shoulders and stuff like that. It's such a great vibe at that show, and the reptile people are so much. I don't want to say cooler than an American audience, but at the Canada show, they don't care if they sell anything. Okay, so they care about. This is one show a year that they get to come out and show off their animals, right? So Antoine Segoun said it best, where he's like, I have one chance every year to show off these animals in person. He's like, that's why I do the CRBE. I don't care if someone buys an animal there because somebody will inevitably call me a couple of days after the show and say, I'd really like to buy that animal, and I'll get my sales done that way. Nobody was running around CRBE saying, damn, I didn't make my table cost back.
Right.
Okay. Which is a big concern in like America. Like the American shows, you're always worried if you broke even, if it's more about the sale there as far as the attitude of a lot of people. So in Canada, like everybody's just happy to be there. Nobody's sitting behind their table on a phone, looking at their phone. Everybody's like out interacting with everybody.
Yeah.
It's really a great time. Yeah.
I think that we forget that a lot too. And I say I include myself, like, and it's just like forgetting the core of the pet market. It's just forgetting that how like, as much as we all joke about it, how cool that first banana or the first pied that somebody sees, or like just being happy to be like not grinding it out in an office job or in a restaurant or wherever. You have that day and that convention and probably like I've actually never been, but I'm intrigued to go. Maybe you've been, Chris, but it's like how I would imagine like the music industry, like the NAMM shows, like, yeah, you're showing off your stuff. Yeah, you're making connections, but you're not making sales that day. You're making long-term foundational relationships and connections that you're making in the industry.
And for people that don't know what the NAMM show is, it's basically the North American music and merchant convention. And I've been to like 6 of them.
Did you go? Man, I want to go so bad.
Oh yeah. Dude, it is so it's like it's Comic-Con. Yeah, basically for musicians, right? And they're so strict on like passes and fake passes and everything else. Like they'll call the cops on you. It's like the hardest event to get into, and it's not even in Hollywood. It's normally in like Anaheim, and nobody wants to go to Anaheim because Anaheim is hell. There's Disneyland. There's there's a bunch of children, but for 1 weekend a year, man, it turns into like the rock and roll heaven, because all the new gear is out, all the new guitars are out, all the new amps are out.
And all these companies have like you could have like Slash at a booth playing like the new, what he's with Magnatone now. So they could be rolling out a new amp and Slash would be there demoing it. Like you get like, it'd be like me talking about a new Gene and Justin being there being like, well, I developed this and Adam purchased it, so we're here talking about it today. Like it's crazy the clips that I see from them.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And the Canada show is like that. And there's a few American shows that are kind of like that are local that you've probably never heard of. What's the Bob show was like that. Bob show was definitely more like a fun hangout thing. I hear Troy and Nick's show. are really good shows. I've never been to one of those yet though.
They are good shows.
I'm going to be in Gettysburg this weekend. Gettysburg is one of those shows where people are thrilled to be hanging out with each other, and sales basically come secondary.
Yeah,
where it's just like I'm hanging out with my friends. So.
Well, what's funny is that it's almost like intangible, and like to get go really back to my inner ape man, caveman thing. It was like when I was single. If you would go try to meet a girl, never happened. The nights that you didn't care and you were just hanging out, life was a-okay. And
I never had one of those hangouts. I was always looking,
Well, I know, but I'm saying it's it's in one of those intangibles where I try and tell people make the most of shows. Yeah, you want to make some money if you can, but honestly, every person that walks by, like you said with Antoine, they could call you in a couple days. They could see you on the internet later. We can ship overnight. Just be on brand the whole time, and good things will come later.
Right. Well, that's the one thing that's in my contract with CRBE is I have to be family friendly, right? Because we're going to be right out in the middle, So that's part of my contract. Now,
that's where Chris is making money. They paid a pretty penny. That Canadian loony dollar is going the distance if you signed that one, man.
Well, they were even talking about having maybe we have a Fatman After Dark or something where we tell people listen, this is what's going to happen later on tonight if you want to hang out or whatever.
Yeah, right.
But that's the other thing. Our dollar is worth $1.35 of theirs, right? So everything is dog cheap. You're I don't believe how cheap it is here. We went out, Paul, Kevin, and I went to dinner, and it was at a steakhouse called what's it called? The Keg. And it was high-end steakhouse. It was awesome, right? Mark Mandeck and everybody, all the people hang out there. And the bill came at the end of the bill was $90 for me, Kevin, for the three of us, right? And I was just yo, I'm gonna take you guys here every night, night. Are you shitting me? So it would have been a $200 or $300 bill, here. So your dollar goes a lot further up there. That's why we want more Americans to come, and everybody is oh, Canada is another country. It's far. It's really not. Okay. If you're in states like Michigan, if you're anywhere on the Great Lakes, it's an easy show to get to. If you're in Vermont, if you're whatever, Reggie from Reggie's Urban Jungle just showed up last year.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
He was I just wanted to hang with you guys, and it's worth it. And because it's worth it, okay, we have a special discount code if you buy your tickets. If you just type in Fatman50, you'll get half off your tickets.
Get out of here. All right.
So it's unbelievable what they're doing for us to hopefully get some more American people there. So definitely use that code Fatman50 on the website when you buy your tickets. The website is, I believe it's reptileexpo.ca, right? That's because it's Canada, right?
Yeah.
So, right. So guys, we would love it if America rolled in deep for this show, because last year we probably had about 30 people. I would love to get it to double or triple that this year. So
that would be cool. Maybe this is a good breaking point for just a minute, because I want to talk about how last year evolved, because I think that there's some really good business points in there. And anyway, we'll jump into that in just a second and maybe start how we got there at the back. A couple quick thank yous. Thanks to John and Chris. Where are those? Let me get here. Thank you, guys. Look at that. Paying the bills, getting rid of the ads with the help of people like Palm Street and these guys. You guys want to throw a couple bucks in the jar? That keeps the ads off of out of your listening enjoyment, especially on the replays. It's the worst, man. If you don't turn those ads off, they just go forever. Like you have to stop working or cleaning or driving. Anyway, thank you. Also, a secondary kind of pretty cool announcement. I got to say a huge thank you to Cain at Keeper Cain. He is a new advertising partner here on Proper Cup of Joe in the mornings. I've been doing business with Cain for about 2 years behind the scenes now. Great guy. And go check out his YouTube channel. It's reptiles, it's fish, it's tarantulas. It's his own kind of journey, which I know is Chris's favorite word. It's his own kind of journey and evolution, but he's got a lot of cool things going on. It's always family friendly. And if that's something that you're looking for in today's programming, check out Keeper Cain. He's also a pretty good ball python breeder. You can find him as well on Morph Market and Instagram, but he'd love you to check out his YouTube channel. So check that out. And then along with Fatman 50 for the Canadian Reptile Breeders Expo code, down below, we got a couple codes for you too. If you want to check out Husbandry.pro, which I use to track all of my breeding information. I track feeding with it, multi-generational information, like the days of the endless notepads and spreadsheets, they're gone. You can get yourself 60 free days on Husbandry.pro. You don't even have to put in a credit card, just get going with it. And then frozen rodents, man, the endless journey, another favorite word, to find rodents at a good price. Check out Cold Blooded Cafe. I know it sounds cheesy to say, but they're the freshest when you open them up. They're the cleanest. They're the nicest packed. And
I see what you did there with the cheese.
Yeah, you see that there?
That was good. All right.
So you know, the difference is there, but this code doesn't expire anymore. It used to be a one-time code. Now, every time you spend $200, you're going to get free shipping with Proper 11 from Cold Blooded Cafe. And I'm proud to say these are all people within our industry supporting our industry versus ads for whatever you mentioned to your wife or significant other the other day that the internet happened to pick up. So thanks for hearing us out. I got Chris here this morning. We're off to Canada this September. We'll be there. And Chris, I thought that the campaign, and it was really a guerrilla campaign. Like you popped up out of nowhere on last summer's campaign. And I thought it was a really good study in business where sometimes, yeah, you want to make agreements, you want to find out how you're going to get paid, you want to know all the details, but other times just go do the thing and do it so well that people go, you got to do it again, and I'm going to pay you this time because you'll go do it for somebody else if I don't pay you. Like, talk a little bit about how that came to be, man.
Well, I've been thinking a lot about doing lives from local shows, right? Because the people that need it the most are the local shows, right? So I figure, like at my point, I'm going to use that journey in my journey, right? Like right now, like I have the ability to help the most people, right? Like we just came off the Deeds Not Words campaign. We just came, you know, so I've been thinking about doing these kind of lives from local shows because you only see the lives from the bigger shows, from like the Tinleys, from the national level shows, let's say, right?
Right.
And when I had the chance to go up to Canada, it was really just to get to hang out with Gerald and Crystal from Gecko Diva and VIP Morphs. That's what it was really to go for. But then someone mentioned it would be fun if we lived it, you know, if we did a live thing there. So I was like, I could bring a laptop and just figure out a way to do it, right?
Right.
And then, you know, being in the, nobody really knows this. At least I hope nobody knows it. But when you're in a wheelchair, it's a pain in the ass to go around and visit every table, right? Because you're at ass level with a lot of people. You got to get really right up on the table to talk to the person behind it or something like that. And when they offered to give me a room, like right away, they offered to give me like a production room. And I'm like, yeah, but it'll look like crap because there'll be nothing on the wall. And they're like, we're going to bring you in a 20-foot banner, okay, that you could have on the background. And, you know, you could do whatever you want with the banner if you want to advertise Redline, because we were doing that Redline B Squad back then.
Yeah, the road trip.
Like, and then they're giving us, like, ideas. They're like, wouldn't it be funny if, since you're the lower-end squad on that team, that you just tape up signs like that you printed at home, you know, and we're like, yeah, let's do that, right? So we did all that, and basically with minimal equipment, they came together and they kind of we kind of just made it happen, and it was so much fun because I had Paul and Kevin there. They're like, what we'll do is we'll go out and we'll get the people ahead of time, you know, to come in, and we'll just have a line, you know, out the door that you just pulling the next person, you know. And so last year, the CRB is when I realized like the proof of concept would work to go to a show and do these live things there. And, you know, before you know it, after that, you know, I was getting calls from other promoters to do, you know, the same thing there. And, you know, it just so happened to coincide with the Deeds Not Words campaign. So I was like, what if I just do it for free, but you give us a table where we could sell shirts for the vets? Like, because that'll be like my contribution, you know, the money that we lose here. And they're like, a lot of them said yes. A couple of them were like, go F yourself. You got to pay for your table anyway. Right.
It's so short-sighted, man. So short-sighted. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, we just started doing that, and we're coming off the Deeds Not Words campaign, which was tremendously successful. So now we're kind of like in demand, or like Fatman Nation brand is in demand a little bit. So we're going to start showing up everywhere soon. And it doesn't matter if it's a local show. If you're a local show that needs more promotion, like I just want to, basically, it's my job now, because God knows I don't want to be doing this forever, but to kind of push the younger guys, you know, push the younger guys like you and Fear the Fascination and, you know, Mike. But like, I just, you know, if I could help you guys at all in any way hit a milestone that you guys want to hit, I want to do that instead. And I don't care if a video I do only gets 600 views or if a live only gets 800. Like, I literally don't care. Right now, it's about making people laugh and helping people out. And I figure that's the easy way to do it. And it's the most fun way for me to do it, you know?
Thank you, man. And I should have said earlier, too, thanks for the phone call, for the invite, the support. People don't know behind the scenes, like, Chris looks out for me pretty good. Yes, he gives me a tough time every now and again, but he checks things out. He's always keeping an eye. We chat behind the scenes, man. To get a phone call and get invited on that was like a real, like, it's one thing to get into a scene. It's another thing to have peers accept you, and then it's a whole other thing to have people that have kind of led the way to accept and acknowledge you. And I'm sure you felt that way in music, and maybe in your career. We've all felt that way in a little different way, but it was a really cool, like, wow, look at this, like the acknowledgement of leaders in the industry. And so thank you. And this is like, how fun is this going to be? It's not only like it used to be that I got promoted and got like, hey, congratulations, here's this other big pile of BS you're going to have to deal with in your life. Now it's like, hey, I got promoted and I get to go do cool stuff.
Yeah, this is basically really cool. Like celebrating me and Adam meeting for the first time in real life with just like a party. Well, like, hey, they're throwing us a party. We get to hang out together all day for 2 days straight and just be live with people and do kind of like fun stuff. And they're very they're very cool there. You take breaks, you do whatever. You know, we got stuff set up where, or at least now, like I have a process that I go through for all these live events. Like I'll do like a week's worth of promotion for the event on my page every day. Like I'm sure you've seen the Gettysburg things where we actually have videos of the people that are going to be vending there. And they're, you know, I get them to say, hey, make sure you come out Saturday to Gettysburg. I'll do the same thing for the Canadian breeders. We did a live last night with just Gettysburg breeders that are going to be there this weekend. Oh, and cool. that was a ton of fun, right? And And I'm thinking, man, I get to hang out with these guys all day on Saturday. Like that makes the 3-hour drive worth it, you know? So I'm very happy to be at the point where I don't want to say I don't care about this, but I don't care enough about it to chase, you know, the next, 100 views or whatever. I literally don't care.
But I swear that's when things get good. That's when you can be your most authentic self. The most people start to connect with it. I kind of felt that way when I was like, you know what? I'm getting rid of these ads. Like it used to be this trinket. Ooh, I'm getting a check from Google. Let me tell you guys, that check from Google ain't very big. And when it was actually Shane from Small Town, he calls me up and he's like, I can't turn off the ads when I'm listening to you because I'm driving on a video cam, and like his job is driving and he can't be screwing around on his phone. And it just clicked. I was like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care about that trinket. I care about reaching people. And I guarantee you, I could tell you, I don't know what anybody's perception is, but Chris can second this. It would take me a week and a half to make the $25 that you guys threw into the jar this morning. And like, as soon as I stopped caring about like chasing the little trinket of a check from Google, the numbers go up, the people, and I really feel like that's where like, it's almost like the media version of enlightenment, or like we found this place where we're at peace and then good things happen. You know, it's really
well what people don't understand is they're like, oh, they do this for views. But like, do you know how little Google pays? I think to get, I had a video that I just put out that has like 7,000 views, so 7,500 views, right? And you want to be happy that you have that 7,500 views, right? But that happiness fades real fast if you're looking towards that check, because when you look at money earned, it's like $68. Okay,
right? Yeah, on a good one, that's a banging video.
Views, $68, right? So
yeah,
I kind of think the rule of thumb is that for every 10,000 views, it's $100 on YouTube. And I don't know if you've been watching reptile podcasts lately, but none of them get 10,000 views.
No.
Okay. None of them. Okay. And the people who boast that they get the most are like they're not getting the most, because if you just do a little math and you realize, hey, you have 25,000 subscribers, but only 80 people or 60 people are showing up to your shows. That's like, that means that 1 in 23 subscribers shows up to your shows. All right. That's what the math is. Okay.
Or like 1 in 230. Yeah.
1 in 230. Right.
Yeah. Half of 1%. Yeah.
It's much better to get 60 or 50 people to show up and you only have 3,000 subscribers, because the numbers are there to prove what you're doing,
Yeah. Much higher engagement. Yep.
And I think there's a little bit of reptile podcast fatigue because people just can't keep up with all the shows that are going on right now, so if you're going to be doing something, you better make it a little bit different, like this, like the morning show. There hasn't been a morning show since Brian from
Brian's,
Samson,
yeah. Yep.
So and I think, it's obvious by the people that come every week to this one. There's a want for that. I'm surprised there's not other morning shows, to be honest with you. I'm surprised people haven't picked up on it. But you're like the only one right now. But you got to remember there's at least 7 reptile podcasts a night out.
Anytime, yeah.
Anytime, yeah. So when you get mad that somebody is coming in and encroaching on your time, like you're like, he's taking my time. It's not like that at all. Okay.
No, and and you can't it's like you say, it seems like something you should grab onto, but the replays are just as valuable when people are, cleaning or driving or working. They're going to check it out. But yeah, you can't even. It's almost like it just comes back to what you were saying. You got to do the stuff that makes you happy and what you're good at, and set yourself apart rather than worry about, who am I up against and all of that.
Well, and not, the people that that you do go up against, they shouldn't get mad because you had to pick a day and there's 18 shows going on every night. What day are you going to pick that's not going to piss somebody off?
Yeah.
You know, but like, it's funny because mine and your shows, like I only do shows on the 1st and the 15th, right? For the main show. And sometimes they're on, you know, on Tuesday nights. Adam never called me and was like, fuck you, you legless fat fuck. You know, like I never got that call from Adam. Adam's like, I don't care, you know, like, and replay people are almost more valuable because replay people show you who wants to watch you, who is your fan. You know, the lives, if they see a live going on, they may just say, let me check out the live. But if you get that replay crew going, you know that those are your fans that want to keep up with everything you're doing.
Yeah. And sometimes it's even more, I don't know, different people have different angles. Sometimes people just want to get their name in the chat and then they're gone kind of thing. Whereas, like you said,
big time. Yeah.
And that's part of it. And that's okay. It's no problem. But like you say, the replay crew is here's the engagement and here's what's driving the numbers. And you can really find out how people appreciate or don't appreciate your content when you're looking at the replay stats.
Yeah. Well, also looking at the best thing I ever did was do the show not live, right? That was like the best thing I ever did because as soon as I saw people start doing the lives, I realized that the people in the chat were only doing it to like get their name out there. And then they start talking to each other. You know, it's like, hey, Bill, how are you? And then they're like, I'm good. I'm driving home. And you're like, well, what about the guests? Look at this. We got Big Joe.
Look at this guy out of nowhere. He even texted earlier to say he wasn't going to make it. Now he just wants to crash the party. Like his day off. He's like, you know what? Not only will I come to the backstage, I'll put myself in the middle of a conversation. You're like, just like a child in a movie walking into the middle of it.
I need attention. I need all of the attention.
If you weren't riding around like a hobo on a train, and where are you going through a cornfield right now? What do you got around you there?
Yeah.
Why are you whispering?
Because he's on a train, dude.
And it's really scary.
You interrupted to come whisper on the train.
Yeah, and what do you want, a bullet train that's silent? Like normally trains are pretty loud. You wouldn't have to worry about talking.
I don't know. Our conductor is really scary.
Are you guys allowed to talk to each other? Do you whisper to each other on the train? How do you chat with Chelsea right now?
Sparingly right now.
Well, that's probably a benefit to her, right? She's probably like, thank God, we got to be quiet here for a few hours.
Probably. All right, guys.
At least turn your phone sideways so you look like you know what you're doing, Joe. Like you have your own internet show.
Crazy. Yeah. Right.
Oh, he's got it locked. Even worse. There we go. Well, Joe, do you have an update from the road then? Our man on the scene in the Amtrak. What do you got?
There's no updates.
There's no updates. All right. Well, then.
Bye.
Thanks for being here. Hey, by the way, you could text back if you want somebody to pick you up. Are you coming into St. Paul and 7 p.m. tomorrow night? I'll pick you up on the curb.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
okay.
That's right. No.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
This is a great show, Adam.
I know this is not he is the guy that I needed to get to go in on this morning's show with. Okay, Joe. Well, text me. All right, man. Oh, all right. We got the smile. Yeah, we're losing you. Enjoy Middle America. You know, you can sing some Arlo Guthrie tunes and really train it up. Okay. All right. Travel safe, man.
Yeah, that was awesome. All right.
It's the first time I've ever pulled the plug on a co-host. I'm like, that's it. You're out of here.
It's so funny. Like I was always like not a fan of just calling in from the road, right? Yeah. Like that was not my thing because I'm like, you're gonna have a crappy connection. You're gonna have, audio, like it's gonna ruin the show. When you have bad audio, like half a good video is audio, right? So
yeah,
it's like it makes people change the channel, right? And I used to get so mad. Like, used to do a podcast with Gerald and Paul, the lame ones, and Jared would always show up from like some army camp in the middle of Texas, right? And I was just like, and it would be just like that. It would just be like him kind of whispering, audio sucking, and I'm like, what are we doing here? Like,
right. Who was it, Chris? There was somebody that killed it. It might have been Dave Levinson you had on, and they were like podcasting from a parking lot in like a liquor store, bowling alley or porno shop or something.
Well, the porno shop was across the street, yeah. And
that's whose Wi-Fi they were stealing.
Yeah, because he got such shitty Wi-Fi. Like, I remember, this is Dave Levinson, like a legend in the industry, right? And he's in the back of a pickup truck on a lawn chair, and you see the old bowling alley behind him, and he's jacking into the porno shop's Wi-Fi, and the cops came.
And they kept going. It was great. Keep telling the story. It was one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, the cops came in, and you see the lights at first, right? And then Dave's like, "Oh man!" And Dave was like, "Nothing. Like, this happens every day to Dave, right?" He's like, "Hey, Bill, what's going on?" And he goes, "Okay, it's you. We just wanted to see what you were doing here." And Dave's like, "I'm just on a podcast, man."
I'm on a reptile podcast talking snakes. And the cop's like, "What?"
And they're like, "Yeah." And then Dave just told him, he's like, because somebody in the porno shop was the one that reported him, that called the cops on, right? And he goes, Dave just goes, yeah, I had to use the porno shop's Wi-Fi because in my neighborhood I couldn't do it. And the cops that's how cool like Midwest cops are. Right, they're like, all right, cool, man. Well, we'll talk to you later. Be safe going home. He's got a wild call in the back of the truck, right? And Dave's like, no, I'm good. And that was great. That was he's so funny, man. That dude is a nut job.
Well, I don't know him, so I try to make a rule not to give people a hard time that I don't know. But when you were like, yeah, he's just used to the cops, I'm like, well, you see about how he goes about his life every day. Like, he's going to attract a little bit of attention.
Yeah. Well, when I first met Dave, he didn't have the big beard, and this is like 15 years ago. I met him at a Hamburg show in Pennsylvania, and he only had the handlebar mustache, right?
Okay.
And I met him outside because, like everybody knows, that the first Hamburg show I went to, right at the entrance, there was a little grassy hill, and there was a dead cat right there, yeah. And they just left that dead cat there all day, right? So I'm looking at I'm watching the cat like expand from the gases, right?
Oh.
And Dave comes up behind me and he's like, yeah, I don't think they're gonna move that cat. And I'm like, I don't think they are either, right? And that's how me and Dave started talking, right? And then he was wearing like a cutoff shirt, like a woman would, like a girl, right?
Like a midriff, yeah.
And on his stomach, instead of Thug Life like Tupac had, he has Jew Life, right? And I was like, man, I'm gonna like this guy. Like this guy is taking too seriously. And I've been friends with him, or at least heavy acquaintances with him ever since almost 20 years now. So
yeah.
Dave's a great guy. Yeah.
That was one of my favorite scenes from your shows, man. All right, Chris. Well, take a couple moments, as if people don't know, but pimp yourself a little bit. Where can people find you? What shows do you do? And we didn't even get in, man. All right. Sorry. Really quick. We didn't even get into the deeds, not words, but how much money did you raise? What a cool thing you do behind the scenes. And that was in front of the scenes too, but how much money did you raise, and what's your next, you doing something for the next quarter, or when's your next big initiative?
Yeah, we made just over 7,000, wow. And we're going to give that to Camp Freedom down there in Pennsylvania. For those of you that don't know, Camp Freedom takes disabled vets out of a clinical environment and puts them back into nature. So they'll take disabled vets and first responders and their families, like hunting or fishing or whatever. They got like 60,000 acres in Pennsylvania. You could go kill a buffalo if you want. You could hunt a buffalo there. And they do that for people. So we're heading down to give them the check next month. And we're done with that campaign for this year because this part of the year I have to concentrate on the 15 minutes of lane contest. Because believe it or not, that dumb contest takes up so much time.
You got to come to like I'm sure there's days that you wake up and you're like, I got to do that. This thing got too big and too out of control. Like you can't not do it. And now you're just like, oh, this thing owns me. I got to go do this.
Now we're stuck with it. But the only vindication is it's really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And everybody that's won so far is at least, I mean, one of your sponsors is Reagan Renee, he won last year. It's so that's a heavy duty job. So we're starting up Deeds Not Words 2 in February of next year. So we're hoping to beat the 7,000. We're hoping to get 10. Right now, it's the largest, at least the way I see it. Right, it's the largest military charitable event in reptile history. Okay.
Yeah.
So. We're very happy with that. And like I was telling you before backstage, like if I could do that full time, like I would love to do that full time. So we're doing a lot more next year. We're trying to establish 501c3 because because this year, if people wanted to give a cash donation, I was just like, yeah, you got to PayPal it to Chrissy, and I'm like, I can't be doing that, So we're looking to start up a 501c3. Jay has been great in this whole thing as a partner with this whole thing. And Keeper Cain bought a shirt.
Yeah,
gave me a picture of him with a bunch of guns. And Kevin and Paul and Shauna, like all these people have been HJS Serpent, Sammy Vargas, like all these people have been such like an integral part about it having to be such a success that I loved having them on, and they're probably good. Well, I think they're definitely going to be on the team next year. So it's a great thing.
I thought you did an amazing job, and that's not just like kissing up to a host or whatever. Like the stuff you've done, we worked together on a St. Jude's charity one time. There was and I forget the name of it. There was another veterans charity that you did, and you were working on.
Or the Hero Company. Yeah,
I think it was the Heel Company, the one that I didn't do much, but I participated in that one. But you do all these things, and I know again it's a little cheesy to say, oh, it's inspiring and all that, but $7,000 is not insignificant. That's big enough that, like you say, you got to worry about being legal if you're handling that much money. You got to do the 501 charity. And anyway, what I'm saying is thank you. And people could take a lesson. It's really kind of crazy. And I know it's part of the shtick when oh, you love Chris or you hate Chris and this and that. But the stuff that you do is really cool, whether it be calling up and inviting me to Canada or doing this stuff. And it's pretty cool, man. So I got to say thank you and keep it up. And I don't know if you hear that or not, but I hope you see it. And I hope that other people.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I've grown comfortable with the fact that people either love me or they absolutely hate me. Right. Like there's no, like it's either, oh, Chris is awesome, man, or fuck that fat fuck. Nobody's ever said, Chris, yeah, he's okay. But like nobody's ever said that. Like
right.
I don't live in that area. I live in the either you love me or hate me, and whether you do or not, I don't care. For the people that like me, you guys know, like when you actually hang with me, it's always fun. We always, you could do worse off than having a dude around that literally always wants to make people laugh.
That's true. That's true.
Forget about a shitty week that they're having or a shitty day that they're having, So you can do a lot worse than that.
And there's massive value in real people. Yeah, I'll take a real person that I even real people that I disagree with, because I know who they are and we know, and a real person that'll let somebody else be their own real self. that's the best in the world, man. That's all you can ever ask for, man. So I get it, man. I'm with it. Chris, I could hang out all the time, but I guess we're going to do that for days on end in Canada in September. I got to wrap it up here to get on to life, and I'm sure you got a little bit of life to live as well at 8:30 in the morning. But thanks for hanging out so early. Thanks, audience, for hanging out.
Thank you, everybody, for coming by.
Stay tuned. Every time I talk to Chris, there's a new wrinkle in this project. So I know there'll be more stuff coming up. We got to figure out. I still don't know, and I'm cool for not knowing. We'll figure it out. But what like the schedule looks like, how if it's individual shows, dual shows, where people can watch it, all of that stuff. Stay tuned, everybody, because all those logistics will start coming out now, and we'll start figuring all that out.
Yeah. We got to figure out whether we do 2 separate shows, 1 combined show. Where with certain guests you're the Ed McMahon, with certain guests I'm the Ed McMahon,
right?
So yeah, but it's gonna be fun, man, because I think that that's a good idea. I got to be honest with you. Now that you mention it, it may be just a good idea to just both of us interview everybody.
Yeah, whatever works, and genuinely, I don't care. No ego on any of this. This is going to be a blast. I don't care what channel it's on. Because it's going to be intriguing enough that people are going to come check it out, and we're going to meet new people. And like you say, the breeders that I've had on from Canada, I can't wait to get to go meet them in person as well.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. Plus, this way also, one of us could take a break and just go meet people outside. Yeah. Whenever we want.
Be off. Yeah, you could go take a break for a minute. So, all right, we'll figure it out. But guys, thanks so much. Chris, always a pleasure. Genuinely, man. Thanks so much for all that you do, and thanks for being here. And like I say, I could talk forever, so I'm just going to hit the ending. See you guys soon. Bye.
Yeah, show the turtle again.